The following program is brought to you by NLTV, the People's Platform.
So my name is Meg Duca. I am a representative for the Hawaii Coffee Association. So we are here partnering with our amazing Kaʻu Coffee farmers and showing up at our festival. And we are an advocate agency for the entire state of Hawaii from every aspect of the coffee industry, whether it be barista, cafe owner, roaster, all the way through to farmers, processors. We are here as a resource for all of them and also as an advocating agency to the state. So we also help to advocate their needs to the broader industry at large in the state, so we can hopefully support all of our coffee professionals and industry. In my position, I am the chair of the education committee for the Hawaii Coffee Association. So we've been doing outreach in the various growing regions in Hawaii. So we just recently, last weekend, were in Oahu, creating a coffee talk for professionals to come together and be able to exchange information and learn about upcoming grants and opportunities that are available. So that's been very fulfilling to be able to connect people with information that they might need, and also do things like barista throwdowns. We did a barista throwdown last weekend, and we're going to have another one at our upcoming conference on Maui. So that is in a month. We're going to be going to Maui. It's all of our merch here, and learning about different ways that we can help the farmers on Maui, because obviously they are also dealing with quite a lot of reconstruction. So I am a employee of Pacific Coffee Research. We are an education facility. We do wholesale coffee roasting, and we act as an education facility for furthering coffee knowledge. So we do Specialty Coffee Association classes and stuff like that. I'm a certified Q grader, which is a quality Arabica grader. Which basically just means that I can analyze, test your coffee, see if it's meeting certain global standards in the coffee industry. So through that, I am a representative of my company on the Hawaii Coffee Association board. I think coffee is so unique and wonderful. Each origin from around the world has so many different unique traits, and then farmers can manipulate that so much with processing, which is super exciting. So we're here at the Kaʻu Coffee Festival, finishing off their week of festivities and education, which is very exciting. We're the Hawaii Coffee Association, so we're one of the sponsors for the festival, and we're here to support and uplift our Kaʻu farm.
Born in Pahala, raised at Kapapala Ranch. So I grew up, my dad was a Paniolo, and there were 10 of us in our family. And we all went to Pahala and Kaʻu High School. And I was the first recipient for the scholarship for the Hawaiian Civic Club. Found agriculture, what I wanted to do, and found Wichita, Kansas, and went to Friends University. So the people of Hawaii paid for my first degree with scholarships. And I went back later and got another degree and worked on my master's. But I moved back in 2001. I left Hawaii in 1970. I'm a retired teacher, and I also work for the state of Hawaii as a kupuna in school, and so I teach with Volcano Schools. And so I've been a part of Pahala a long time. This is always home. Yeah, you can't take the girl out of the Kaʻu. On the way over here, I was telling my daughter, you know what I connect with about Kaʻu? It's like my soul, my heart knows when I'm in Kaʻu. It does a somersault and like it's dancing. I said, the Aina is so alive here. I said, you see only wilderness, but to us, we grew up with it and we get so much nourishment and we pick so much from it and eat things from nature and we make beautiful lace, yeah, and things. And then we learn to live off the land, and what if we have an abundance, we were also brought up to share. Love coffee, black. I love black coffee. When my dad, as a Paniolo, would wake up in the morning, that's the first thing he'd make, his coffee, right? And then he would pour him a cup of coffee, and if I'd go to work with him, I'd watch him and he'd pour his coffee and he'd add creamer, right? And sugar. Dad, what are you doing to the coffee? He said, well, I like mine sweet and blonde. And I go, what? Sweet and blonde. So every time from then on, growing up, people that creamer, and it was like the evaporated milk in a can, and of course the white sugar, or from the plantation mill, we get sugar, yeah, and then he'd use the brown sugar. So it was good, yeah, but coffee. My daughters love black coffee too. And it's like, oh, wake me up, right? And, you know, we've tasted a lot of coffee from Kansas to Hawaii, but something about the Aina here, the coffee tastes different. And you can't explain it to someone that really don't understand what coffee should really taste like. You know, when you taste that first sip, and then it just floats around in your mouth, and then you swallow it, and it's like, right? Yeah, that's how I love coffee.
Yeah.
And I think we have some of the best coffee. But this is fun, meeting people, new people, and saying aloha. Yeah, yeah, mahalo.
I love the way that the festival has grown, you know, and today in particular it shines, sunshine, but you can see that the growers are starting to find their place. So people are confident, they have great products, and they're attracting a big turnout. So I would say it has momentum, and that's what you want in a community event. This fair reflects the industry, and the industry comes from the sugarcane loss of the 90s, and then C. Brewer sponsoring the farmers to begin their own coffee farms as independent farmers. Some of them have really thrived. You know, Rusty's, Coy's, you know, Navarro, they've been here a long time. And it has to do with, I would say, the resilience of Kaʻu. A lot of people have left Kaʻu. You know, if you go through the village, you can see that it's not what it was when it was in its heyday for sugar. But I would say coffee acts as the way out of that. I don't think the people here want tourism particularly, if you think about the controversies at Punaluu. But coffee provides what I would call a value-add product. So you can be just a farmer, but you can become a processor, you can become a marketer, you can sell all your coffee by subscription to a list of people that patronize you the way many big wineries and wine growers do on the mainland. So it provides with an avenue for value add, and that's what the future of farming is in Hawaii. I can say that because I've been a farmer since 1976. I started in vegetables. I'm an orchid breeder. I have an anthurium farm, and now I have 50 acres of coffee here in Pahala. It was my whole life. It took 40 years to do it with my wife, and we have a steady path towards what I would call verticality or value add. So when you're growing vegetables, you basically have to deliver to a market, whether it's a farmer's market or a produce wholesaler, and they distribute it. With coffee and with my orchid breeding, I do it by royalties, so it's intellectual property. So I give other farms the opportunity to copy my plants and they pay me a royalty. So that's a value add, and I don't need to work every day growing green plants. With coffee, I have a management team, Pahala and Ruth, a coffee farm, and they're already getting awards. This is only our 3rd year in the business. They've gotten a 96 and a 93 point from Coffee Review. We sell most of our product through Big Island Coffee Roasters. So if you go to BICR and you see Mo'ula, that's the region here, but we are Mo'ula Ohana, is what they call us when they use our varieties and blend them. Vegetables to coffee took survival and a certain willingness not to quit. So I've been a farmer for a long time. I know something about state law. I know something about the way the county works for permitting. I know how conservation district use applications work. I've done all this in my farming life. So a big company came in and they wanted to buy all of the land around Mo'ula, Honuapu, and Waikapuna. All of that had failed during the 2009 recession, quasi-depression, and it went into bankruptcy. And it was part of a fraud. But the coffee farmers were all selling to that company. It was their solution for moving their coffee, because they had a guy involved in that coffee, in that farm property development, who was using the success of the Kaʻu Coffee as a vehicle to attract future investors and buyers. Hey, this is up and coming. This is going to replace Kona Coffee at some point. So people said, oh, we want to be part of that. So they were investing, and they went bankrupt. Anyway, the group stepped in and they wanted to take all this property and do something with it. They came and talked to me. I said I would help them. I knew Mayor Billy at that time, and he was very influential in trying to solve problems and wanting to help the community. So I said, we'll do it, but we'll do it on our terms, not your terms. So if we're gonna do Mo'ula, we have to sell the land to the farmers first. So they come in and go, oh, okay, we'll try to make this work and see if we can come out ahead on it. And I explained how I think they could. So we made an agreement. We sold Waikapuna to the Nature Conservancy, which is how it should be at Waikapuna. We sold Honuapu to the big coffee cattle ranchers, like the Galimbas, people like that. And for the Mo'ula farmers, I went to the mayor and I said, let's divide up the individual lots so it reflects each farmer's current field. When we communicated this to the community, it was very negative, the response. There was zero trust that somebody would come in and do them a solid by selling them their own land. And then it was like, well, why are you making us buy this land? How can we afford it? And it's like, well, it's cheaper than the license fees you've been paying to rent the land, because the federal government will come in and write it for 40 years, 100% loan to value, and 4% interest. It's like a gift. It's very cheap. So there was all of this initial resistance, but over the course of 2 years, all of that came true. Everybody got their land. Everybody who's a farmer here is now independent and controls their future. And the irony was that what was initially reflexively resented and opposed is now the basis of the success, I believe, of this fair today. A lot of it has to do with the optimism of the individual farmers owning their own farm. I always go for the taiko drums.
Yeah, me too. I love them.
They're visceral. They get right to you.
Like,
right.
ooh.
You feel it up
Yeah.
through, and then when they go into certain riffs, it's like you get chicken skin, and because they're so alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel their music. Always roly-poly, energetic. It's amazing how he can move for a guy that size. He's not a small man. I don't want you to edit any of this out. Hey, Ashley, you have a good team here. Congratulations.